Hi everybody, welcome back to Midweek Story Time with Amy. So I have a question for you today, a few questions actually. So now that you're spending a little bit more time in your house, I'd like you to just look around the room that you're in right now and tell me how it looks. Does it look about the same as when you weren't spending so much time at home, or does it look a little different? Well, sometimes when more people are in the house and staying there longer, the rooms tend to get a little bit messier. Have you noticed that maybe this might make a little bit more work for your parents? Have you noticed that they have more meals to cook, or they have to clean up around the house more? Some of them are homeschooling you now, and in addition to keeping their own jobs going. So that's a lot of work for your parents, right? Sometimes when this happens, parents might ask their kids if they could do a little bit more to help around the house. And that might not be something you're used to yet, but maybe you're getting used to that. But there's a couple things about that. The negative side of that is that when your parents ask you to do something, you might not want to stop what you're doing right away, especially if you're having a really good time at it. The positive thing is if your parents are giving you a little bit of money to do chores around the house, you could save up that money, and some of you might be saving money in a special place for Emily and her kids so we can buy those gas cards for her car. And then there's other ways that you can save up that money and donate to people around the world and even in Ithaca that need some extra money right now. So today's story that I'm going to read is from Stories Jesus Told by Nick Butterworth and Mick Inkpen, and it's called The Two Sons. It's found in Matthew 21 verses 28 to 32, and it's a story about his father who asked his two sons if they will help around the house. So let's see how they respond. The Two Sons. Here is a man. He grows apples in an orchard. Do you see the man standing with his apple trees? The apples are red and rosy. It's time for them to be picked. Have you ever gone and picked apples? Look at that one apple falling on his head. That's funny. At home, the man has two sons. I want you to help me to pick the apples, says the man to the first son. No, says the first son, I'm busy. Can you see what he's busy doing? Looks like maybe he's making a model airplane or something. But after a while, he is sorry for what he said. He picks up a basket and goes to the orchard. The man finds his second son. I want you to help me pick the apples too, he says. Let's see what this son says. Yes, says the second son, I will come as soon as I have put on my boots. See his boots? Back in the orchard, the first son is busy picking apples. Look, he has already filled one basket. He is a fast picker. Well done, son, says the man. Here's another basket. We'll have this done in no time. See the little worm coming out of the apple? They work together until all the apples have been picked. But there is no sign of the second son. He has forgotten his promise. His boots are still where he left them, and now there's a little kitty with a tail curled around him. Who do you think pleased his father? The first son or the second son? Jesus says what we do is more important than what we say. The end. Did you like that story? Which son do you think pleased his father the most? Yeah, I think so too. I think it was the son that did what his father asked. So this week, when your parents ask you to do something to help out around the house a little bit, I'd like you to remember this story. Remember that if we please our parents and we have a good attitude, we're also going to please our Heavenly Father. And when you tell your parents, if your parents tell you to do something, remember to do it the first time. That will really make them really happy. So have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you again on Sunday.